So in this mini-series, we've been covering different elevated perspectives that allow us to navigate our pain and challenges in a way that minimizes the suffering and maximizes the potential for growth and redemption from these experiences. And in this last video, I want to address the pervasive and anxiety-provoking type of questions that we tend to ask ourselves when we're struggling. And these types of questions sound along the lines of like, what am I going to do about this? How am I going to fix this? How am I going to figure this out? How will I manage? What am I going to do? And the reason why these types of questions are so anxiety-provoking is because we are expecting from ourselves or hoping from ourselves to be able to come up with all the answers and all the solutions to our problem. And the reason this doesn't work, which is why all it does is increase our anxiety, is because the full answer, the full solution, the end of the story where we are okay, that is 10 steps ahead from where we are, 50 steps ahead from where we are, 100 steps ahead. Who even knows how many steps ahead? All we do know is that we do not have access to what all those steps are. So all we're doing in this situation is over-calculating, over-problem solving, over-functioning, or the opposite. We're so overwhelmed by our unhelpful overthinking that we just shut down and don't even do enough. So if we want to get it right, we need to learn to release control and invite Hashem in to lead us to our answers. And we can do that by remembering one point. And that point is the following: that at every given moment, we have access to the next right step, but the next right step only. We don't know what the next 2 right steps are or what the next 3 right steps are. We only know what the next right step is. And once we take that step, then we will receive the next right step after that. So you could think of it as like a scavenger hunt leading us to treasure. And where like every step of the way, you get one clue that leads you to the next destination only. And these clues, they could come in many forms. They could come in the form of tuning inward to what our body, what our emotions are asking from us in this particular moment. It could come in the form of having an epiphany, receiving some sort of download of inspired thought. It could come in the form of someone mentioning something to you, or you just come across like an article or a video where you receive this new information that sends light bulbs going off in your mind, and you're just connecting dots and making connections and figuring things out like automatically. Sometimes wonderfully, it could come in the form of a solution, just like dropping itself into your lap. Or even better, sometimes we might watch from a distance as a problem gets worked itself out on its own in a way that we could never have planned or predicted. The examples are endless, just like the miracle stories are endless. And if we could trust the process enough, and I always add in, we don't need to do this completely. We don't need to trust perfectly. We always give ourselves grace to be human. But if we can trust the process enough to only practically concern ourselves with what is right in front of us in this particular moment, then that is the fastest and most emotionally centered path we can take to our best possible outcome. Because rather than being led by fear and anxiety and controlling behavior, we're instead being led by Hashem and our intuition. And what could be more powerful than that?